Last player we want to talk about, we talked about 25 recruit. Now we're going to talk about a 2024, arguably 2026 recruit, right? Wide receiver Gatlin Bair. His recruitment is coming to an end shortly here. You've been kind of on top of this for a while, that a lot of folks thought Nebraska was the threat. And you've said this is a 2-team race between Michigan and Boise State for a while here. It's Michigan that gives him, we've talked about 100 times, everything they have to offer with, the connection with Loveland, being able to speak to Idaho. Obviously, Andrew Gentry, who can speak to the missionary trip that he's going to be taking for 2 years. That's why we say 26 recruit. And then the sports medicine pieces. So he's checking out Boise State one more time. It's a guy that's arguably potentially going to be a 5-star by the end of this recruitment session. So where do you feel Michigan is today? I know we've talked about it a little bit, but how does Michigan feel about Gatlin Bair with his commitment on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, not much has really changed from Michigan's perspective in terms of feeling good about it. They walked away feeling really, really good about where they stood after his official visit. What was it, in June? Yeah, I mean, from talking to those around Gatlin, it's a 2-team race between Michigan and Boise State. And I know that people would look at Michigan and Boise State and go, well, why is Boise State an issue? Why the 2 teams don't even compare. But, we're talking from a team basically in his backyard, and the whole time we've kind of felt the proximity to home is a factor. And again, I know he's taking a mission trip, a 2-year mission trip. He's not going to be at home. He's going to be in a different country. Distance is all kinds of factors. I get it. I'm not the kid. I can't speak for the kid. I can't tell him. You can't make him feel how you want him to feel. If he wants to stay close to home, he can stay close to home. That's fine. If he ends up going to Boise State, okay, that's fine. I mean, he'll do very well there. But yeah, that's just the state of things. I think the pull to home, it would be the ultimate factor that would win out in Boise State's favor. I mean, if you look at a checklist, Michigan checks every single box that he is looking for. And I know that the strength and conditioning program, the nutritional program was a huge factor for him in his recruitment. And they really did a really good job of selling that to him and mom and dad too. I know mom and dad walked away as really big fans of the Michigan program and Jim Harbaugh. So that was just another feeling of being confident about the whole thing. So, when August 5th rolls around, when he makes his announcement, we'll see how it goes, because he's coming off a 2-day unofficial to Boise State on the 27th and 28th. And, we'll see how that changes things, in the days leading up after that to the announcement. But from a checkbox standpoint, from everything that Michigan offers, you have to like where Michigan sits. I predicted that he would go to Michigan after his official visit, and I still stand by that until I hear something different. And the only reason why I believe he would pick Boise State, is because of that home factor. And again, I understand.
You and I aren't exactly experts, but they do have a decent track program as well, I've been told.
Right.
So.
Right. And I understand the whole mission trip thing, the 2-year mission trip thing. And he's going to be in a different country. And it's a legit argument to make. But again, I'm just telling what I've been told. I mean, this is a kid. And if he wants to stay close to home after he comes back from a mission trip, so be it. And 2 years is a long time. I mean, he could end up like an Andrew Gentry, who just doesn't enroll. And that part of Andrew Gentry too was that, Virginia changed coaching staffs too at that time. So that kind of helped. But, if the kid wants to stay close to home, he wants to stay close to home. You can't blame the kid. I mean, you can't make him feel how you think he should feel. It's, this is something that he wants to do. And if he picks Boise State, good on him. He's close to home. He's going to do great there. And just as he's going to do just as well as he would at Michigan. But I think, you know, when you look at a checkbox standpoint, Michigan provides everything that he's looking for. After speaking to those close to him, he's the understanding is that things are very, very close right now, and they could see a scenario where it could go either way, to Michigan or to Boise. So we'll see. We'll see how that a 2-day unofficial goes for him to Boise State, and we'll kind of get a better feel and reassess once that happens. But, you know, right now, I think he ends up at Michigan. I don't know, and I'm not saying he will. I think he ends up at Michigan. And obviously my opinion could change, and I'm open to accepting that fact. But yeah, I mean, Michigan has felt really good about it. And there's no denying the type of game-changing athleticism that he would bring 2 years down the line.
His speed is ridiculous.
Yeah, so it would change, it would change a lot of things for Michigan. And yeah, I mean, it would be a big time land. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, we don't have to wait too long, fortunately. I mean, you know, we're talking about, you know, 4 or 5 days from now, we'll be taking this unofficial visit to Boise. So, yeah, we won't be waiting very long to kind of get a closure on this.
He's just one of those really cool and great kids you want to be able to watch his story grow too. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to come in Olympic level track star, right? Come in, play football at Michigan, might be, who knows what the ceiling is for him as a football player, right? Who knows what the ceiling is Olympic wise. And then what he could do off the field with, you know, his passion with medical stuff as well. Like, he just strikes me as a guy that if he came to Michigan, it would be just really interesting to watch his story and his time here. And he's going to be one of those guys that, you know, 20 years down the road where we're still talking about him doing something incredible. Right. Yep. So I understand why he's being pulled one way or the other. I think Michigan's made the absolute best pitch they could. They're positioned in a better way than most schools are to be able to offer a unique talent and unique person like Gatlin Bair. So yeah, we continue to feel confident he'll end up at Michigan. And, you know, if that changes, you can keep along and follow along with us over at michigan.rivals.com. Any intel updates, Josh will have them.